Capitol Hill exploded today over the issue of contraception. The animosity could not have been worse. One Democratic Congresswoman, Eleanor Holmes Norton of D.C., walked out of a hearing that Democrats say was stacked against anyone who believes in birth control. A hearing on the White House compromise had no female witnesses in its first panel. 5 men, not one woman. Oversight Committee Chair Darrell Issa called it fair. Democrats called it foul.
What I want to know is, where are the women?
The gentleman's time has expired. We now go to the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Farenthold.
Talk about abridging freedom of speech.
Joining us now, Democratic Congresswoman Bernice Johnson of Texas. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Congressman Issa found 2 women for the day's second panel, just so you know, both of whom, of course, agree with him. But that first panel, no women. Is it Mr. Issa's view that contraception is best discussed solely by men, or is this the most reprehensible disregard for women that we've seen in a generation from a committee chairman?
Well, it is a reprehensive disregard for women, no question about that. You know, they always bring people that don't have a need to even consider these type of issues. Of all the people that we could have gotten as witnesses, why could they have found some women, childbearing age women, who could tell you the value of having that freedom of choice? They want to say that it has nothing to do with birth control. It has all to do with birth control. It has nothing to do with religion. This country and the Constitution guarantees us a freedom of religion. That's why there's a freedom of choice as to whether someone wants to use birth control. It is not a forced issue. It is not a male issue. It's a female issue. I've never met a man that had the need for birth control.
At the beginning of the hearing, Congressman Issa invoked JFK, Mahatma Gandhi, and Martin Luther King Jr. What would they say about freedom of conscience? I mean, when you think of JFK and Gandhi and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., do you think Darrell Issa?
Well, the way he functions, I did not even know he knew those personalities or what they stand for. And apparently, he still does not know what they stand for, because he has generated no idea, none of their ideas, nor has he acted as if he's even aware of their philosophy. In any committee, not just this one, it's really ironic. It must be something that they get, that they practice, because, you know, what we find, it seems to me that in every committee, they start off the day looking for something to bash the president about. That's all this is about. I guess that they have instructions from Senator McConnell that the first priority is to defeat the president. So no matter what he does, they make an issue of it.
And with direct reference to that, after the president's compromise measure last week, Senator Roy Blunt, who, as you know, is adding an amendment, has told the Heritage Foundation that the language for his amendment is, and I'm quoting him, intentionally broad to allow for current and future concerns regarding religious freedom. Doesn't that mean then that if an employer believes solely, say, in faith healing, they can refuse to pay for any federally mandated healthcare service, whether it's maternity care or diabetes testing?
It's totally against the bill. You know, I'm really surprised at Senator Blunt. I worked with him in the House. I considered him a very fine gentleman who was fair. But you can tell that he's in the Senate listening to Senator McConnell to try to defeat the president, so common sense is gone. This doesn't make sense, what he's talking about.
So, Mr. Blunt, Mr. Issa, even Joe Walsh apparently was on that committee. What do you make of these men finding time to focus on the issue of contraception when we still have 14 million people unemployed and the issue of the economic recovery still very much staring us all in the face?
And we are facing a transportation bill that's going to kill jobs. continue to make our infrastructure go to pieces and our bridges fall, but they still have time to bring these emotional topics and try to spread rumors rather than facts in order to keep the public all aroused. But fortunately, this time, the public is aware of what's going on. We can tell by the polls, I can tell by my mail. The Catholics for Choice have sent us a long statement. I am just so pleased that the people get it.
Absolutely. Congresswoman Bernice Johnson, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.